Hi guys, welcome to the 6th episode of my Relay Computer video series.
The memory register in my Relay computer has a few requirements. If we take a closer look at the computer's architecture, each register needs to be connected to a common data bus. So it needs external data lines and its corresponding control line. So that's requirement 1. Secondly, you'll notice each register is also connected to some other circuitry of the computer. For example, the memory address register is connected to the program memory. The instruction register is connected to the instruction decoder and so on. So apart from the external data lines, I also need a separate direct connection to the internal data lines. So that's requirement 2. And the final thing I wanted for my register was there should be LEDs to show me what data has been stored inside the register. Now that I've covered the requirements, I think it's time that we got into the actual design of the memory register, since
PowerPoint is boring. People learn in lots of different ways, but experience is the best teacher.
Yeah. For designing all the circuit boards in my Relay computer, I went with Easy EDA, which is an electronic design assistant. This is the schematic of the actual memory register in my computer. The bottom relays are configured as latches, so you can see the common terminal is fed back into the coil. The other terminal of the coil is grounded in all of these relays. From the previous episode, we already know that this feedback line is considered as the internal data line. So that has to be connected to another series of isolation switches. So the relays on top are the isolation switches. Their coil is connected to the enable line, and the common terminals of all the relays on top are considered as the external data lines. These external data lines are then connected to this 4-pin header, which is for connecting to the actual data bus. The enable and reset line are connected to this 4-pin header. The top one is the enable line, the bottom is reset, and the remaining 2 lines I've connected to ground. So that's going to be the ground for the complete circuit board. The internal data lines are connected separately to this 4-pin header. This was our second requirement. And finally, I've got these 4 LEDs connected to the internal data lines as well, which was our third requirement to see what data has been stored in this. Now, once this was done, I just said convert to PCB, and this is what you get. Now, if I zoom in, the purple outline represents the border of your PCB, which you can change the size of. You select it and shape it any which way you want. And each of these diagrams show you the footprint of your actual component. So this one is an LED, you have your resistors, you have the 4-pin headers, and so on. Now what is left is putting all these components in the correct place and drawing the copper traces. After I was done putting all these components in the right place and laying out all the copper traces, this was the final result. This is a 4-bit register, but in my Relay computer I want an 8-bit register. So I had 2 options. Either I could print 2 4-bit registers and then connect them externally, or print everything on a single circuit board, and that's what I did. So I just copy pasted the whole design once more, and this is the final 8-bit register. Personally speaking, the coolest part of this software I found was the 3D view, and this is what it looks like. So it shows you what your PCB will look like before you actually manufactured it. In this circuit board, you might notice one small change. That is, I have doubled the number of connectors for the data bus. So even though these connectors are for 4-bit data, I have doubled them so that I can connect 2 different registers to this one register. So the adjacent pins are actually connected together. Apart from that, the rest of it is the same. You have LEDs for display. On the bottom, you have the internal data lines, you have the external data lines, and you have control lines on the side. Now that I've shown you how I designed the PCB, let me give you a small demonstration of how this memory register works. Now, this is one of the 6 memory registers in my Relay computer. Let's hook this up to a power supply and test it out. Now, for the power source, I'm using a 12-volt adapter. Let's just connect it to the breadboard. So the white wire is 12 volts, the black one is ground. Now I've connected the white one to the power rail, so all of these holes are connected to the same 12 volts, and I'll connect the ground separately. That's ground. Now I'm going to use the red cable for reset, and it's going to be connected directly to 12 volts. The reset line is an active low signal, so the register will reset when it is not connected to 12 volts. So normally it should be connected to 12 volts. The green wire will be connected to the enable line, and that will be floating for now, or not connected anywhere for now. Now I've got this white wire connected to 12 volts, and if I touch it to any of these internal data lines, the latches switch on directly, since the isolation switches have been bypassed. Now if I want to control when data is stored on this register, let's add data lines for that. So I've got a separate set of wires. Now I've connected all 8 data lines. Now whatever data I put on these data lines, I should be able to store that data into this register. So let's put a simple pattern of say 10 10 10 10 10. So that's 10 10 10 10. So I've put the data on the data bus. Now I just have to activate the enable line, and it stores that data. Now I can change this data, the data on the data lines whenever I want, but these latches are now not going to be affected by whatever data is on the bus. So let's write a new number. Let's write 0110 0011. So 0110 0011. Let's store that number. Now to store a new number on this register, we first reset it and then we enable it. So 0110 0011. Now yeah, I understand this seems like a lot of effort just to store a bunch of zeros and ones, but stay with me, it gets really interesting. What you see now is this circuit can store 1 byte of information. Let's make this a bit more interesting. Let's involve another register. So I've got one more here. This is the B register of my relay computer. So let's add this. The B register also has the same set of control lines. So we need to connect ground. We need to connect reset to 12 volts and we need enable. Now that I have connected the control lines, let's connect both these registers to each other. So instead of using those jumper wires, I've made these cables using female header pins. I don't know if that's visible. Let's connect them. Now that we've connected the A and B register to a common data bus, we can now try and copy data from one register to another register. So to do that, you just put the contents of one register on the bus. So right now I'm putting, if I enable the A register, its data is now on these 8 lines. And then if I ask B to read, which is I just reset B once and then enable it, you can see the data from A register has been copied into the B register. And if you wanted to put some other number in B register, you reset it, you punch in a new number. So say I punched in this number, let's make it this. So I punch in a new number in B register, and if I want this to be copied into the A register, well, I first reset the A register, put B register on the bus and put A on the bus as well, and I've copied this data there. And that's how a memory register works. Theoretically, you can connect any number of registers to a common data bus and you can copy data from one register to another. Now that I have taken you through the memory register design, we've actually covered the first 6 circuit boards in my relay computer's memory unit panel. And that's it for this episode. If you like this video series so far, you could subscribe to my channel. If you like this specific video, hit the like button, put a few comments, let me know what you think, and thanks for watching.